after what was a simply outstanding performance yesterday at Pittodrie, Aberdeen came away with a 3-0 win. The game was done in the first half an hour. It meant that Aberdeen recorded their 4th win in 5 games. Bojan Majowski and Duke have now scored 32 goals between them, of which 28 have come in the Premiership. Matty Pollock scored his first goal for Aberdeen yesterday, and a very healthy 16,278 were inside Pittodrie to watch Aberdeen demolish Hearts. This picture has come courtesy of Fraser Downey, who was at Pittodrie yesterday, and what a lovely, magnificent photograph it is as well. So, what does it mean to the middle of the table? Well, look at that. We have jumped up to 4th position, and more importantly, we are now only 4 points behind Hearts, who remain in 3rd place. Those European places are now very much up for grabs. So now that Hearts is done and dusted, we have 4 games left until the split. St Johnstone in 2 weeks. Typically, there's another break. So we travel down to Perth to take on St Johnstone next. 3 o'clock kickoff there. Then at home to Kilmarnock. A Friday night game up in Dingwall against Ross County. A 7:45 kickoff there. And we finish our campaign ahead of the split at home against Rangers. 4 games left to the split. Hi everybody, how you doing? A very warm welcome to Ali Beg AB TV this Sunday night. Well, what about that yesterday? I don't have the words to describe how utterly brilliant I thought we were yesterday. Just magnificent. I said in the preview show that I fancied us to win the game, that I felt if we went into it with the right attitude and showed that winning mentality that we showed against Dundee United after they equalised, I thought we could win the game. I said on the radio yesterday I fancied us, but just a goal in it. Thought it would be a bit tight and a bit scrappy. Boy, how wrong could I be? Absolutely fantastic. Just right at it from the beginning, from the first whistle. In their faces, never let them settle, won every single second ball. Just absolutely brilliant. And just think, yesterday's performance and the past 3 or 4 weeks has been in complete stark contrast to where we were at the end of January. And that is down to some very good recruitment, and all the plaudits, as far as I'm concerned, go to Barry Robson and Steve Agnew. So this is the question that I would like to ask you tonight, because I do want you to come on. You leave your comments as normal. Do you think Barry Robson should now be the next Aberdeen manager? That's my question to you. I would like to know what you think, because I'm torn. I'm so torn. What an absolutely brilliant position to be in. I tell you what, he's done himself some amount of... I just don't know what to say. It's just so good. It's just so good. Right, what I want to do is I want to begin the show with some of his thoughts from yesterday's game. So just bear with me while I drag this all in. First of all, let's remind ourselves of the team that he picked, because I must admit, there was a couple of changes in there that I wasn't expecting. So he did bring in Liam Scales. It was interesting that we sort of played that 3 at the back. Johnny Hayes came in as well. Jukimiowski played up front. So it was, and obviously Kelly Roos came in. And there was a lot of chat about Jay Gorta, why he wasn't even in the squad yesterday. So he wasn't well. It's as simple as that. Barry actually came out and said that he was not well, hence why he was missing from yesterday's squad. Right, just let me bring in Barry's post-match quote for you. There we are. And I also want to bring in this for you because I found this really interesting yesterday. So I've put something together for you. But first, let's go to Barry Robson, this is what he said after the game. We've had some good performances the last few weeks and seen signs of being the kind of team we want to be. The way we want to play is fast, up and at you, playing through the lines, being exciting. It's a hard way of playing. You need to be skilled at it, physically ready for it, but they did it perfectly first half. When we did that and we did it right, we looked a proper team. There's just no argument. So have a look at this. This has come courtesy of WhoScored.com. This is Aberdeen's average positions in the game yesterday. Look how far forward we are. Again, in stark contrast to a graphic that I showed you at the end of January, where we were way back. We were so deep, but just look at those average positions there. Absolutely superb. And I think that is potentially making all the difference. Let me bring in the match stats for you, the actual statistics from the game, because again, they make for quite interesting reading. So here it is. There we are. And in we go. So, look at the possession. Now, I must admit, I was surprised by that. So, Hearts actually enjoyed far more possession, but obviously didn't do anything with it. 22 shots for us in total, 6 for Hearts. We had 6 on target. They had nothing on target. And 7 corners apiece. So, the possession stat was an interesting one. Because, obviously, I just thought we dominated the game yesterday from beginning to end. There was a couple of scares during the game. Robert Snodgrass, when he was through. Lauren Shankland had an opportunity. Didn't see much from him yesterday, did we? Given it large the last time we played against them. So yeah, I just thought we were absolutely brilliant all over. Just so happy. Oh, dearie me. Right, let's open it to you guys. So remember the question that I posed you. Should Barry Robson now be given the manager's job? That's what I would like to know. There we are. Okay. Good evening. I hope you're all very, very well. Okay. Can't Be Bothered has began by saying, give Duke a 20-year contract now. Law F1903, game over in 25 minutes. It certainly was. Kaiser has just said, Duke. He was so good yesterday. Can't Be Bothered has said, Ali, just for your other YouTube channel, you should get Tony Wright on, lead singer of Terrorvision, Some Man. I shall keep that very much in mind. Thank you, mate. Laurel 101, some performance from you on Top of the Pops on 1994 on Friday, Ali. You better believe it, fella. Stuff of legends, let me tell you. Can we get back to the football? Paul Donaldson, hello folks. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Great result yesterday. David Gold has said, excellent performance yesterday. Pollock, brilliant. Shinnie, Rama, Clarkson, outstanding Duke. He was just awesome. So Graham obviously won the sponsors man of the match yesterday. We have got to pull out all the stops to sign him. Just get him signed. I would love to see us getting Angus MacDonald on a proper contract as well. And I have to be honest, I was so impressed with Matty Pollock yesterday. He made a tackle in let me think. It was in the first half. The boy came down the left and he made a sliding tackle right on the byline and he knocked it off the Hearts player. I can't remember which player it was. And it went out for a goal kick and he got up and he just went like that. Yeah. That was in the first half. Makes a tackle. That is the sort of passion and dedication that's been missing for so long. I know he's only on loan. I know he might want to go back to his parent club. Wages might be a sticking issue. But again, these type of players, we should be selling our club to them and selling the future to them. Oh, he was so good yesterday, Matty Pollock. Kevin Thomas, come on. Hi, Kevin. Feed the Duke. Great team performance and showed good passion. Shinnie Esther was outstanding. Need to get him signed. So we should. Scott W. has said, good evening. Hi, Scott. Transmission, GGB says, I'm here now. Delighted you are. Hope you're well. Grey Pilgrim. Finally, some right good football from the Dons. Stand free. It was so good. Scott W. That first half performance showed just how much better than Hearts we are. Agreed. Malcolm Park. Hi, Mal. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Out for Mother's Day. Oh, yeah. Mother's Day. I'd just like to wish all of the mothers who follow me on socials and come on here a very happy Mother's Day. I hope you've been absolutely spoiled rotten all day. So Malcolm said, out for Mother's Day meal. Look forward to catch up with the show when home. Brilliant performance from the boys yesterday. Roll on third place. Paul Donaldson said, top 6 finishes now purely in our own hands. We don't have to rely on other results going our way. Good place to be in seeing where we were 6 weeks ago. Exactly. How do 1% govern 99% has said, we were fantastic. First time I've stayed behind to clap the boys off the park. Good for you. Elijah Blocks. In 4th is a good achievement for the Dons. Hopefully we can hold out for the season. I think we will. I got to be honest. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But up to the split, I think we could be in 3rd place. Can't be bothered has said, Miofsky was quiet again. Yeah, he was quiet, but he was quietly effective. Let's put it that way. Transmission GGB said, best support bar none. Who would have thought we would be going for 3rd when Robson took over? I agree. The atmosphere was brilliant yesterday. If you were there, let me know, because obviously you don't get to feel it when you're watching it on TV, but we could certainly hear it, and I thought it sounded magnificent. Kaiser said, there's a real momentum about the squad at the moment. Yeah, there is. Scott W. Ross County will be the most dangerous game of the 4, in my opinion. Yep. Paul Donaldson, first half was as good as I've seen us play in years. Yep. Andrew Wood, enjoy Duke while we have him. Would love it if he was here long term, but can't see us not getting a bid for him in the summer that we can turn down. Well, the thing is, I agree with you, but we can turn it down, can't we? John Grant has said, we were excellent and Hearts were poor. Imagine if we'd been able to win more away from home, we would have been 3rd, no problem. Jamie Ross has said, it's very hard not to want Baz to get the job after that. Yep. How do 1% govern 99% came back in and said, Hearts were out to get Duke. He should have been off as soon as it went 3-0, risking his season when a game is already won. Pointless. Oh, I'm not sure, mate. I totally take your point. But he's made a strong stuff, that lad. Michael Taylor. Good evening, folks. Hope you're all well. Still buzzing from thumping Hearts yesterday. Absolutely superb result from the boys. They were all to a man absolutely outstanding. They were. David Gold has said, 9 points is realistic from remaining games pre-split. Hopefully more. Scott W. has said, Hearts went poor. We're not poor. We just blew them away. Yep. Elijah Blocks came back in and said 3 goals in the first 40 minutes shows we have a good scoring chance and goal-scoring strikers. Stephen Lyle has said, I was worried about this game, to be fair. Never in doubt after the first 45 minutes. Jamesy Thompson. Good evening, Jamesy. The first 45 minutes is the best I've seen us play in a long time. Shinnie, Ramadani, Clarkson were superb. Matthew Cole said, absolutely brilliant. Roger Smith said yes in regards to Barry becoming the new Aberdeen manager. No, says how do 1% govern 99%. Transmission GGB came back and said this team are playing how they should be playing with the players we have and highlights that Goodwin was out of his depth. Robson deserves a go. Stephen Lyle said yes, Barry for me. Ben Rose said heart says yes, head says no for Barry. Kaiser has said Robson has improved the team basically overnight. If we get rid of Goodwin earlier, we would be in the semi-finals of the Cup. Martin Rate, if we finish in 4th, give Barry the job permanently. Gray Pilgrim has said 1 year rolling contract for Barry Robson. He will get a manager's job, and if we don't give him it, he'll be off ski somewhere else. David Gold, I want Robson to be manager, but only if Agnew stays on with him. I think that would happen anyway, 100%. Phil McLean said 100% yes for Barry. Roger Smith has said if he continues to get the results, yes. Elijah Box came back in and said if Barry Robson can do us the job, then give him the job. If our team can have a good away and back-to-back wins, give Barry the job. As long as he can get those away wins, that's what matters. Okay. Keep the calls. Keep your messages coming in. It's so fantastic to see so many of you on tonight. Okay, let me get rid of that. I'm going to drag this in now because I've got a brand new Beggs banter for you. Right, where is he? There he is. Okay, let me get him ready. Right, so Beggs banter. If you've not seen it before, this is where I, over Zoom, interview former Aberdeen players. They can be from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s and the 2000s about their time at Pittodrie. For a brand new episode, we're going back to the 1970s and I caught up with former striker Ian Fleming from his home in Carnoustie. We spoke about a wide range of topics, but I've got a little teaser for you. This is where he's talking about where he thought he was going to get on for the 1976 Scottish League Cup final against Celtic. This is what he had to say.
I remember that game still sticks with me because I'm sitting in the dugout and I've got Big Davy and I are the subs, me and Davy Robb, and the game's going on, and then he says, right, Flem, get out and thing, but you're going on. And I says, right. So Big George, the coach, he must have sent Davy out as well. And he must have had a word with Ali because when we both Davy and I warmed up, we come back in, he says, right, I'm putting Davy on. I'll put Davy on, Flem. You'll go in a while, just in a wee while.
Okay.
So I come back into the dugout and Davy went on and the rest history. Davy scored the goal, Ken. But it was, it just, when I came back to the dugout, he just changed his mind and put Davy on. And Davy went on and scored the goal.
So that was Ian Fleming, who played for Aberdeen between 1975 and 1979. He actually ended up being an unused substitute in that League Cup final where we beat Celtic. Also, this week, in fact, it's coming out tomorrow, my good pal Kevin Sterling, the former official club historian at Aberdeen Football Club, has a brand new book coming out. It's Aberdeen FC, The Greatest Games. Kevin has picked Aberdeen's 50 finest matches and he's got some fantastic stories to tell you. That is coming out tomorrow. Most definitely worth a read. There we go. Right, let's get back to your comments. Okay, Paul Donaldson has said, didn't think anything would happen early and went for a pie after a couple of minutes and missed Duke's first goal. Oh no, you didn't. He says the tatty and bean pie was great. Every cloud, Paul. B16KVB. I know Barry would want the job and I think he should get it, but I would also love Agnew to get assistant position too. I think there's absolutely no doubt about that he would. Martin Smith, no to Barry just yet. He has handled matters well, but we are losing far too many players at the end of the season, so it's a rebuild. I would keep him and Agnew as assistants. That's a very interesting point. Neil Shepherd, amazing what happens when you put two folk in charge, Robson and Shinnie, who know what it means to be at Aberdeen. See where we are at the end of the season, but on this form, he's got a chance. Scott Robertson has said, it just shows that the players always had it in them. They just didn't respond to the dreadful tactics that Jim Goodwin used. I'd still like to see a fresh approach with regard to a new manager. Can't be bothered has said, I have a feeling Barry won't get the job and will end up at Dundee United when Goodwin fails to keep them up. I think he'll stay at Aberdeen no matter what. Honestly, if he doesn't get the job and they do bring in a new manager, I think he will be the number two. And I think they'll keep Steve Agnew on. I really think that whoever does come in, if they come in, Barry and Steve have both got to be absolutely part of that first team setup. 100%. Elijah Box said, the thing shows that Hearts were confused in the game. The thing that shows that Hearts were confused in that game. Okay. Scott W. has said, I wouldn't go with Robson. He's done brilliantly, but Goodwin was very clear the problem. We need an experienced man at the helm. Gavin Bush has said, not quite sure Barry is the right man yet. My problem is, how would he do in a full transfer window? I would have him at number 2 doing a proper apprenticeship before taking the reins properly. Okay. David Gold has said, statistics are like miniskirts. Grey Pilgrim, clean sheet was so great to see too. Yeah, it was. I thought we were fantastic at the back. Honestly, so good. Jamesy Thompson has said, I wasn't in the camp, but he should get the job before yesterday's game. But if he has us playing like that every week, it's a no-brainer. Law F. Does that say Law F? I'm so sorry, my eyes are so bad. God, I need to go and get them checked out. Barry is number 2, along with Agnew, working with an experienced manager. Stephen Lyle. Shankland, who? Oh, yes. Scott W. Shankland was lucky to remain on the pitch after his headlock on Miofsky. Was it Miofsky? Yeah, it was. Only a yellow was ridiculous. Yeah, it was just a rush of blood. Elijah Box. Barry Robson is doing better than Goodwin, that's for sure. Kaiser said, is any of the folk being mentioned better than Robson? Jamesy Thompson has come back in and said, I would also say there's no need to rush. We had one decent game. Let's not get carried away. Well, to be fair, Jamesy, I don't think it's just one decent game we've had. We've had a number of decent games now. And just think, if it wasn't for, a sending off against St Mirren after 7 minutes, and then Celtic, just put that to one side. The guy's done unbelievably well. Transmission GGB has said, I think we are just using the ball right when in possession, while Hearts played like how we were not so long ago. Colin Lindsay had said there is a big argument for Barry to be given the job. He has some fighting and the confidence is high. Unbelievable football. Andrew has said, I think give Robson to the end of the season to see what happens. No doubt he's had a good effect on the team based on other results. If we had, however, lost yesterday, we would be 7th. Yeah, but we didn't. That's the thing. Andrew McRobbie has said he should be given the job to the end of the season, then take things from there. Kaiser said, what a great ball in for Matty Pollock for Duke's header. It was a brilliant ball in. David Golder said, don't worry about Shinny. Is that a wink emoji? Can't be bothered has said, anyone see the mystery man in the stands yesterday? No. Everyone was talking about that guy that was sat between Willie Garner and Rob Wicks yesterday. Apparently he's, I personally don't know the guy. Apparently he's a sponsor or something like that. Gray Pilgrim has reminded everyone to hit the old like button. Please do. Please hit the old like button. Helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you've not subscribed, jump on board. Please. Thanks. Elijah Box said, hopefully we can make our first win at Dingwall rather than a draw. Gordon Keith Ritchie said, great result yesterday, onwards and upwards. He went on to say, best we've played all season. Jim Balfour's on. Hi Jim, how you doing? The Hibs v Hearts banter on 4th FM was hilarious every time we scored. I had so much fun with you and Cameron yesterday. Just a shame I wasn't in the studio. Kaiser said, can't see us getting Pollock. Maybe on loan for another season. Yeah, possibly. Erica Mitchell. Hi Erica, how you doing? Here's hoping we can push for 3rd place. Paul Donaldson said, I think Duke might be on for 20 goals this season. Yeah, I agree. Michael Scott said, we were barely surviving with Goodwin. Now I'm thinking what could have been and where we're heading. Barry is our man. Scott Robertson has said, definitely need Duke on a longer contract. He's happy here at the moment, so let's get it signed. Pollock, I would definitely try to sign him on a longer contract. Oh, and Hearts were mince. Jason Campbell said, Barry deserves a crack at it until the end of the season. It wouldn't be a costly mistake if it didn't work out. Kaiser said, is that 4 wins in a row? If so, that's the first time we've done that in a while. No, I don't think it is. Hang on. No, it's 3 in a row because we lost against Celtic, Kaiser. Duncan Shanda said, we got the defence sorted then and we have kicked on. Barry's doing a great job and pole position for the job, but without knowing who we are interviewing. John McDonald has said, fantastic win. Never seen us fight like that in a long time. First to every ball, win every header. Brilliant. Andrew Wood said, whatever happens with Robson, think we've got to get a new boss confirmed in the next few weeks. The summer rebuild is massive and need to give the boss time to plan. Yeah, I agree with that. Man, there are so many comments on. So good. Stephen Lyle said, I'm confident for 3rd place. John Grant said, problem with appointing Robson as manager is we've been down that road of an inexperienced manager. Yeah. Martin Smith said, I like the fact that he's got his defending properly, which has allowed the midfield to pressure the ball in the middle and stay close to the strikers. Yeah, the gaps between the strikers and midfield, again, it's night and day to what it was before. And the gap actually between midfield and defence is also night and day to what it was. Everything is so much tighter now, which has obviously allowed us to kick on and express ourselves more. As Sugarland has said, if Agnew doesn't stay with Robson in the summer, is Robson viable without him? Yeah, it's a very good point. Simon Roy, hi Simon, how you doing? Be interesting to see what happens if Ricardo Rodriguez was in the stands. Sugarland said, that was the best performance for a number of years. Derek Griffiths has come on. Hi Derek, how you doing? Get Angus and Matty signed up, but don't know the situation between Matt at Watford, as maybe he's not in their future plans there. But oh my God, what a performance. Too many positive things to list. Yeah. David Gold has said, worth extending McDonald's stay at the club too. He's a commanding centre-back, communicates well with the team. Yeah. Let me just see if there's anything else. Graham Buchan, hi Graham, how are you? Hi guys, I was there yesterday. Atmosphere was brilliant. Even the south stand were noisy and leading the red shed sometimes. Yes, give it to Barry now. Yeah, okay, how are we doing? Nearly half an hour. Okay. Right guys, I think we'll call it a night. So again, thank you for coming on. It's been absolutely brilliant having so many of you on tonight. Over 100, which is absolutely fantastic. So again, thanks for your continued support. So look out for the Ian Fleming Begs Banter. I'll probably stick that out tomorrow night, actually. And then obviously we've got a bit of a gap. So what I'm thinking is about trying to fill that gap a little bit. Try and do an extra Begs Banter. Excuse me. And I'm thinking about actually doing a sort of an extended show about Barry Robson, because I think there's traction in that. So yeah, maybe we could look to do something. But I'll definitely try and fill the little gap that we have up until we play next, which is a couple of weeks on Saturday, which is just typical. So yeah. So guys, listen, have an absolutely brilliant week. Thanks again for coming on, and take good care of yourselves. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.